Welcome back to Project 613, and we have 12 mitzvot today. The first of which is that it is forbidden to study or investigate foreign theologies. The verse says, Al tifnu el ha'elilim, do not turn to idols, and it means that it's forbidden to investigate, study, or research idolatrous teachings of foreign religions. The reason for this is that someone who doesn't have sufficient knowledge, this itself can lead them astray. Included in this is the prohibition against gazing at an idolatrous image or icon. The next mitzvah that we have today comes from the second paragraph of the Shema. The verse says, "V'lo taturu acharei levavchem v'acharei einechem." You shall not stray after your heart and after your eyes. And this means that we are obligated to maintain control over our thoughts, not to allow our hearts to lead us to think about heretical beliefs, and not to look at things that can bring us pleasures which the Torah forbids. The third mitzvah that we have today is the negative prohibition against cursing Hashem. The verse says, Elokim lo tekalel, it is forbidden to curse Hashem. The fourth mitzvah we have today comes from the Ten Commandments. The verse says, V'lo ta'avdeim, and this is a biblical prohibition against serving an idol in its unique form of worship. And what that means is that if there is a particular custom or that is used for serving any given idol, even if, from a Jewish perspective, it means nothing, nevertheless, it would be forbidden to engage in that practice. For example, our sages tell us there was an ancient type of idol known as markulis. Markulis would be served by throwing stones in its direction. Engaging in such a practice is a violation of this mitzvah. The next mitzvah that we have also comes from the Ten Commandments, and that is the words, Lo tishtachaveh lahem, do not bow to them. But this mitzvah actually includes more than just bowing. It is a general prohibition against serving idols in any of the ways that Hashem was served in the Beis HaMikdash or in the Holy Sanctuary. In general, there are 4 specific ways that are included in this: either bowing, offering an animal sacrifice, pouring a wine libation, or offering incense on an altar. It is forbidden to do any of these ways of serving for any other deity than the one Hashem. And that applies whether or not it is the custom of that particular idol to be served in this way. The next prohibition that we have today is the prohibition against manufacturing idols. Again, from the Ten Commandments, Lo ta'aseh lecha pesel v'chol tumuna, is forbidden to make or to commission the making of a graven image for the sake of worshipping it. The next mitzvah that we have today is that it is forbidden not only to make an idol for myself, but even for someone else. That includes even for a non-Jew. The next mitzvah that we have today is that it is forbidden for me to create an image of a human being, whether of stone, wood, gold, or silver, even if it's not for the sake of idol worship, even if it's just for ornamental or decorative purposes. This is forbidden. Of course, this is a safeguard against idol worship. The next mitzvah that we have today is a prohibition against inciting a group of people to idol worship. Someone who approaches a group of people and tries to convince them to serve idols, he is known as a mediach, and this is strictly forbidden. The next mitzvah that we have today is, how do we deal with a city or a town that its population, or at least a majority of its population, has been convinced into idolatrous practices? And the mitzvah that we have is that this city needs to be totally destroyed. The next mitzvah that we have today is the biblical prohibition against rebuilding such a city. So an ir hanidachas, a town that has been considered an apostate city, where at least the majority of its population has served idols, not only it has to be destroyed, but it is forbidden to rebuild it. And finally, the last mitzvah that we have today is the prohibition against benefiting from the ir hanidachat, that once this city has been condemned as an apostate city, it needs to be totally destroyed, and it would be forbidden to use or derive benefit from any object in this city. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.